Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joshua Olusegun Ojitomobi. Today, I want to quickly show us how to plot publication ready charts using R. As we already know, the starting point is to set our working directory. You come to session here, set your working directory, choose directory. My directory is business analytics. So you open it. The next is to load the needed packages. Let us load those packages. We need QCC for Pareto chart. We need GPLYR for data manipulation. Then we have GGPUBR and ggplot2 for plotting various charts. Run. We want to load the data that we want to use. So let's come to file here. The data we'll be using is employee data, employee. So this is the data set here. And we need to import the data. So we click on import data sets. So let's import the data set. So this is the data set on employee salary, age, educational status, starting salary, job time, previous experience, whether they belong to minority group or not, gender, male or female, and job category, whether manager, clerical, or custodian. So let's return to our script. One thing about the data is that the missing data are represented with negative number. So we may first want to deal with that one. So for instance, let us get a very quick summary of what the data is all about. Let's go up here to see what I'm trying to say. For instance, for previous experience, we have minus 77 standing for missing observations. For job time, minus 99 was used. For education, minus 9 was used. For age, also minus 9 was used. So we have some negative numbers that we have to deal with. To deal with that, we can convert all the negative numbers to missing number. To do that, we have the employee less than 0 equals to NA. Run this. Then let us delete all the missing observations and missing rows. So to do that, we have employee NA.omit here. So run. Okay. So we have our data without the missing observations. So let's start by plotting the Pareto chart to show the frequency and cumulative frequencies. To do that, let us obtain the frequency counts for job category. I call it freq_job count table employee $job count here. Run. So to obtain the Pareto chart, just a Pareto.chart, the frequency distribution that we have obtained. So let's run this. Good. So this is showing us the frequency and the cumulative frequency. But you can observe that the title here is not properly written. It's a Pareto chart for freq_job cuts. And one thing we can do is to actually remove it so that we do the proper labeling when we export the charts to Microsoft Word. So to do that, we have Pareto chart. This we say main. Main is the title equals. So the moment you don't put anything here, this title here will disappear. Or in other words, you can replace it with whatever title of your choice. Run it. So we can see. So we can export. To export it, you click on export, copy. Then here is a copy plot. So copy plot. Then you can then take it to Microsoft Word and paste. So that takes us to scatter plots. Scatter plots is just to show association between two variables. Take, for instance, let's say we want to look at the relationship between job time and salary. Let's get the name so that we don't miss the spelling. Okay, that's job time and salary. The function is DG scatter. So I say P equals to DG scatter. This is my object, which is employee. My X coordinates, job time. Y, salary. Use different colors for different job category and add the regression line. So if we are done this, let's run this for instance. And let's get our P. So beautiful. So this is the plot. So let me move a bit here. So this is the plot showing various job category using the points. And these are different regression lines. One other thing we can do is to provide this kind of graph for different gender. To do that, we use facet.by. So we say facet p facet.by equals to gender. So let's run it. Beautiful. So we have the graph of female and male separately. And that takes us to box plots. Okay, for box plots, the function is GG box plots. This is our object. Let's do that for job category as our X and salary as our Y. Where you can choose the width of the box by changing the width here, but I've chosen 0.8. So let's run this. Good. So now if you look at it carefully, you can see that this is the median. So it shows that the manager at the highest paid category. Yeah, we can add color. So if you want to add color, so just say color. I choose gray. You can choose color of your choice, as well as color for the field. So let's run this. So we can see the color. Yeah, we can add the error bar. So if you want to add the error bar, then you ask bxp.error bar equals to true. So if you, this is just adding the error bar. So fantastic, you can see the error bar here. So and that takes us to pie and donut charts. The starting point is data manipulation. So we need a dplyr, and to plot the pie and donut charts, we need plot line. Excuse me. So I run this. Beautiful. So the starting point is to get the data set. So I said df equals to employee percent greater percent group by. I want to get the pie chart for job cards. So I get the count. So if you run this, let me show you what we've just done, DF. So this is showing you the job cut by the frequency of the job cut. This is what we've just generated. And the moment we've done that, it's super simple to draw either bar chart or, either pie chart or donut chart. So the procedure is this: we have DF equals to DF. It's plot line, it's a plot underscore line, it's a plot line package. Labels, that is our job cut here. Values, that is our count here. Text position, I want the text to be inside the pie chart. The information I want is the label as well as the percentage. So let's run this, for instance. So to get our pie chart, just say df percent greater percent add pie. That is the function. You do this, going to show us the pie chart straight away. So this is the pie chart here. You can see clearly that the employee is dominated by clerical staff. So simple to turn the pie chart to donuts. So to do that, just create a hole there. Just that's why I say df percent greater percent add pie hole equals to, run this, for instance. Yeah, you can change the size depending on the value you use. For instance, here I want to use 0.4, and since we have manager, custodian, clerical already written inside, I may not need this legend. That is what I want to do now. So I say df percent greater percent add pie whole equals to 0.4. Then layout show legend equals to false. We do this. Yeah, we can see. So and this is very simple. You can export this and take it to Microsoft Word directly. So let's go to histogram. For histogram, the function is GG histogram. This is our object employee. X coordinate job time, admin, then field equals to job cut. You have, let's run this, for instance. So this is what we are talking about for various category. Very simple and straightforward. And but again, we can show it by using facet.by for different job category separately. That is our wish. Just run this, for instance, so we can see this is clerical custodian manager separately. That is how to go about that one. Then we have a simple bar chart. For simple bar chart, let's do that for job category. The starting point also is to create the data set we need from our employee. So I call it DF, job cards. So run. We've done this before, so we already know what we are trying to do. So for bar plots, the function is DG bar plots. That's DF we obtained. This job cards can't. If we desire different colors for different categories, we say field equals to job cards. We want to label it. Then we want the label to be inside. We want the color to be white. Then we want the label for the X coordinates to be job category. So this is just what we define there. So run. So we can see very clearly, very, very straightforward to do. For compound bar charts, the same approach, but when we are defining the data set, instead of grouping it by just one variable, we have to group it by two categorical variables. So in this case, we go by job cut and gender. So we get the summary, for instance. So let's say DF here, so that we see what has been done. So we can see that here, unlike before when we just have job cut alone, so we have job cut and gender, so we have the count. So And again, we just proceed like before. So we have our X, our Y, we fill by gender. So this is just how to do it. Then label the position, and we can adjust so that the label falls within uh, the box. So let's run this. Fine. So we can see for female and male differently. So, and this is very simple, straightforward to explain. So this is just a simple way to get publication ready charts. Uh, thank you till we meet again.